We got the Chinese Grand Prix coming up. We are going to talk about how we felt a little duped after the Melbourne race. We have some new car components coming to China, as well as our predictions for the Chinese Grand Prix. Coming up next. Wonderful. Well, after a few days of reflection, I feel like I was duped. And I feel like that because I was so excited for the Grand Prix in Australia. However, after flicking through a few videos and watching some old clips, I came across a video of Michael Schumacher from 2004 absolutely tearing it up around back then what was known as the U.S. Grand Prix at IMS, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It quickly made me realize what we are currently missing in a Formula One car. That raw power, that raw speed, driver on the absolute limit of what they can do out on the racetrack. And Jake, I feel like I was duped with the hype of the first race, the first few laps of fighting at the front. And I'm back on the train that I don't love what's happening right now with Formula One. Yeah.
It felt like a present that you got delivered, and then you kept opening the boxes, and then at the end, it was like, well, at the end, it was kind of boring.
Yeah, and I don't know if it will continue to deliver next race. I hope it's exciting. But man, watching some of those older cars, and then of course you watch one video of something and then they keep popping up, and you got, Kimi Räikkönen flying through the smoke at Spa, not lifting at all when there was an incident, and just the sound of those cars. I also saw another video that it was one of the Ferraris. Can't remember if it was Charles or Lewis, but they were doing a time comparison between the old Ferrari and today's current Ferrari, and the cars are so much slower. We're supposed to be advancing in this sport. We're supposed to be going faster than ever. We're supposed to be being on the limit. And I'm not sure that these regulations that they're putting in place are allowing teams to do that. And I'm not sure why.
And that's what the drivers really want at the end of the day, is they want to be pushing the limit. They want to be going faster. And this kind of seems like a step in the wrong direction.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that after this weekend, with a circuit that's a little bit longer, has this longer straight. I did look it up. I finally got the official number. I actually went on Google Earth, zoomed in on the Chinese circuit, and measured it from corner to corner on the back straight. I got 1.2 kilometers and some change, which breaks out to be about 0.75 miles. So 3/4 of a mile. It's a long straight. So we'll see some fireworks on that come Friday when everybody gets one practice session before their opening sprint qualifying. So that'll be exciting to see what everybody does. Ferrari is reportedly bringing their flip wing. So that'll be interesting. I don't know what to think about it. We haven't seen too much of it. The back end might take off the ground and flip the car up over the front if it creates enough lift. So we'll see what happens.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun. It's fun to see innovation. It is. But I don't know if it's going to eclipse what they've done in the past. We've had years that were so exciting, and I'd like to apologize to you and my family that I thought that first race was fun.
Yeah. I hope that that obviously they're going to be in this regulations till 31. Hopefully this isn't 5 years of us talking about this, but I just hope, with all the climate change and the trying to get to net zero, like I get it. You're trying to
Yeah.
get logistics down. You're trying to get carbon down. Like you can do that logistically with trying to coordinate the races, coordinating, going to the Americas and then doing Europe and kind of what they're doing now with Australia, China, Japan. But to do it on the car just feels like you're 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 watering down the product so much that you're gonna start to lose drivers, lose fans, and I just hope that they do something. I would like a dramatic change. I think one of the biggest changes that they could make would be to lower the output of the battery. They could do that right now,
Hmm.
likely, and have it so that you're not deploying the whole battery within, a half a straightaway. So that you can go a whole lap deploying and you can fight for a whole lap and then you can recharge, obviously for another lap. But I think that if they just lowered the output of the batteries, it would make the racing better. It would make these guys flying into, some of these fast corners, and give us that not the super clipping every single time they go around the track at the same
Right.
point to charge the battery. So hopefully the FIA does some changes and there are some easy changes I think they can make. I don't see why you couldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree. And you look at old battery usage, and it was kind of similar to what you're explaining, where you had battery for an extended period of time, but you still did have to harvest at some point and figure out what you're gonna do. You pick your moments to attack, and you pick your moments to harvest. But yeah, it's disappearing way too quickly. And speaking of their net zero and trying to be carbon neutral and all this stuff, looking at the schedule for this year, I mean they do a pretty good job.
Yeah, they're getting
Um,
there.
they're getting there. Australian Grand Prix, Chinese Grand Prix, Japanese Grand Prix, great, good start for the first three races, all kind of in that uh, Ring of Fire area, if you will, in the
But you got
Pacific.
to sneak Singapore in there right at the
Yeah,
end.
right. I know. And then you get Singapore October 9th. Just just do it
It's
early.
probably like a logistical like city thing. Like they can't shut down the city at
Sure.
this time or something like that. But
Yeah.
there's got to be
Wait,
some reason why they can't do it right now.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you saying that Formula One isn't the most important thing in the world right now?
It should be.
It should be. I agree 100%. What's everybody else doing? There's nothing to do. World Baseball Classic. We lost to Italy last night. Give me a break. Um, no, but yeah, they could get a little better. I mean, you go Australia, China, Japan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and then we do a couple races over in North America, Miami and Canada. So that's good. You're at least getting two out of a trip. And then you head back to Monaco, Barcelona, Austria, England, Belgium, Hungary, and I mean they stay in Europe for a while, and then back down, Dutch Grand Prix, back down to Italy, Spain, Azerbaijan, again still in the realm of the Southern European, Middle East kind of area, and then you back to the United States. Oh, then you have Singapore mixed in, back to the United States for U.S., Mexico, Brazil. So again, still in North and South America, and then back up to Vegas, then Qatar and Abu Dhabi. So it's getting better. It's not bouncing around a ton, but
Yeah. It used to be way
it's
worse.
it used to be way worse. And it's one of those things that I'm sure that it does take a toll on uh, the environment and whatever with their emissions that they put out for this. It's a major production. I get it. But at the end of the day, there's probably a lot of other stuff that we could be doing and not worrying about what's happening with this. I think the thing that worries me the most is would we would we see better performance out of the drivers if maybe they had more of a regular schedule? I think that's probably what the drivers want most out of it. Being in different time zones halfway across the world. I always think about that. I can't imagine trying to keep my brain regular for a certain period of time when you are so far away from your normal time zone. It's flipped upside down. You're trying to sleep when you should be awake, and vice versa. And that I would never be able to figure out. But yeah, I think they're doing a better job for sure. Um, so yeah, Chinese Grand Prix coming up. I think we'll see some fireworks. I'll throw a few predictions in there. You got a pole position prediction?
I think George is my prediction for everything.
Yeah, I know.
He'll get it all
right now. It's kind of hard right now. I do want to throw kind of a fun prediction out there that we could see Kimmy's first win this weekend. I wouldn't pick him for my winner, but I was thinking about it, and he's got a chance. He's never won, and a great second last week with a horrible start. So if he can get off the line and get in front of George, there's could be no stopping him, which would be fun.
George would be complaining so hard. Let me pass. I'm faster. Like he would just,
yeah.
He would not give up. That's my position. Just let us swap. If he can pass me back, he'll do everything that he can do.
Because this guy's out in front of me.
He just
Absolutely
Kimmy could
ridiculous.
just do a great move at the beginning and just pass him like genuinely and get the lead, and George would be like, something went wrong with my car and give it back.
Yeah. Now do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. I mean, Max being in the mix this week, knock on wood.
I could see it happening.
I could see some fireworks there as well. I could see it happening. But
I think Ferrari's going to jump out front almost every race and just mix things up. They're just going to muddy the water.
I hope so. It's the one thing I hope for at the beginning of the race, to have some fireworks. It's just very enjoyable when that happened last week. So, yeah. So I was going to ask you if you want to predict your winner and constructors champion, but I think we know the answer to that.
Yeah, I think I already picked Mercedes for constructor, and my 3 picks for drivers championship both crashed out before the race last week, which was Max and Oscar.
Yeah, excellent.
We didn't follow up on the Oscar thing from Australia, but from what he said, he said he got like a battery surge.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of talked about this after the last race, but I think it was more of like what Kimi had with the torque, because you see him bounce and then all of a sudden it's around. So that's another reason why. And he was on a curbs, and then he comes off, and then it's just like they get that surge. So that was another reason why I was saying that they should lower the output of the battery. Mm-hmm. So you don't have those surges. It's a little more of a dull response rather than a quick burst. Yeah.
I mean, almost like a centrifugal clutch on like a snowmobile, how it kind of spools up.
Yeah.
For that, something along those lines, where
so they're on the
get all that energy at first.
Yeah, they're on the curb and the tires are light and they're kind of getting going, and then all of a sudden they drop and they're just
gone,
out of control.
Yeah, no traction. Break loose, lose the rear end. You're into the wall during the reconnaissance lap. Not even the warm up lap. Not even.
Just shake off the webs.
Ugh. I wonder if that's something the team could implement in the car. What you're saying, is that within the rules? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. I don't have the rule book. But is that something that the team could implement? We want to use a little bit less battery and have our battery for longer. Is there anything that says that a team couldn't do that?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm assuming they might be able to. But I think you would just lose too much time. Like,
You would need everybody to do it.
you need everybody to do. Otherwise, you just
Yeah.
get flown by, and then because you basically you're dropping your power down, and everybody's at top power. So you almost have to always be at top power to make it
Keeping
work.
up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My winner prediction for this week is George as well. I don't think there's really any competition right now. And yeah, when I asked you about constructors, I was talking about this weekend, but I think we know it's going to be Mercedes anyway.
Same answer.
Yeah,
Same.
answer, right? Same. Will we see a real safety car this weekend? Our first safety car of the 2026 Formula One season.
I think so. I think at some point somebody will lock up, software glitch, battery explode. Something's going to happen.
Battery explosion. I agree. I think we will too. There's a lot of those slower corners, especially right at the beginning, around that big loop, where people tend to come together. Everybody's kind of trying to fight for that little inside line, or go around the outside, and somebody's cutting too much on the inside, goes into the side of somebody. Yeah, I think we could see one early on.
It's one of the funnest corners.
It's so fun. It just becomes an absolute mess.
Yeah. It's like
great.
The slower you are, the more to the inside you are, but that's not the best way to go.
Yeah.
It's just the feel. You're just feeling it all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, and too, it's like that hairpin in Monaco, where if you try to go side by side with somebody, and the margin for error is so small for that inside car, that if they can't make that turn, they're going to go into the side of you if you're on the outside. So it causes some fun fireworks, which would be great.
Hairpin at Monaco?
Yeah. Coming down, so I don't know the corner names. Corner 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe corner 5 goes down the hill and comes back around.
the real tight one.
The real tight,
Yeah.
tight one. That, like, when we race on our PlayStation, sometimes I can't make it.
We hit the outside wall
Yeah.
almost every time.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you got to clip the curb just right to kind of turn the car, and then you're good.
Yeah, and be going slow enough so you don't lock your front wheels when you're turning and just slide right into the wall and lose a wing. That's probably caused a few friend arguments racing in that, but yeah, same kind of idea there. And then we have some very fast corners, as we did in Australia. So it'll be a good mix. That long straight, I'm still waiting to see. I'm so curious as to what's going to happen. That I can't wait, and I think we have an early FP1 prior to the. And when I say early, I mean early enough that we can actually watch it here on the East Coast of the U.S., where we're, not 2-3 a.m. So hopefully we get a little bit of that tomorrow. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we will see.
Should be a good race.
It should be a great race. Any other thoughts on this weekend?
I honestly, personally, think that Max, hopefully he has some type of fun this next weekend, so he doesn't just quit halfway through the season. Because I feel like if he's running 5th or 6th and he's having just a bore of a time running around with these regulations, that he's gonna just be a mess going forward. And I feel like that's the same way with Alonso. Some of these older guys with the experience that have felt those old good cars going into these cars just not getting completely removed from the hype and the want to do good, because it just, even like Max's interview after the race last week, it was like it doesn't seem like he wants to be there. And that does not seem good for the sport in the long.
Yeah. Yeah, the challenge when it comes to driving a Formula One car should be controlling the car and
Yeah,
not
and it's
having
not
to learn how to drive a computer.
Yeah. And it's not just them versus everybody else, it's them versus themselves. But
Right.
when you're driving, like George said, he loved the car, he loved the regulations, obviously, because he's out front and having a great time. But if you're driving like a Ford Pinto and you are out front and you're leading a bunch of Ford Pintos, you're going to have a great time. But if you're in fifth or sixth and you're just like, this sucks. Like, I'm driving a Ford Pinto around this amazing track and I'm not having fun. Like,
Right.
even if you're fifth or sixth and you're driving a fast car and you're pushing the limits, but if the limits are pushing you back and it's breaking for you, it's hopefully not a death spiral.
Yeah, I mean, I know both of us, especially you growing up, did a lot of racing. I did a lot of, driving fast cars and four wheelers, snowmobiles. And the way that I think about it is all of that is so fun and an absolute blast. But you've been to the kart tracks where the go karts are limited to like 12 miles, 15 miles an hour, and you're
So
kind of
slow.
just going slow and going through the paces of like, man, I wish this thing had more juice. Man, I wish I could go faster. I want to push every corner. I want to do everything, and I'm kind of just sitting here going around the track for no reason, and that's kind of what you described right there. That's the feeling that I can equate it to from personal experience.
That's a great description of it.
Yeah, you're going through the paces and wondering why did I even pay the money to do this? Now obviously they make 50-70 million dollars a year, whatever it is for each of those guys, but it's not fun. And I want to see them have fun, is because when they're having fun, we're having fun. Even if you're coming in sixth or fifth, wherever Verstappen finished last week, sixth place, he's still having fun, and that is what matters. And when he's not, it's not fun for the fans. I totally agree.
And you see him like smashing the steering wheel because his car wasn't charging correctly.
Right.
And it's like, oh, he's gonna get frustrated real quick. And then obviously he's doing like the 24 hours of Nürburgring, and he's already kind of tipping his toes into that water, and he could dive in any day.
Yeah.
Well, because it's I guarantee those cars are 10 times more fun to drive than a Formula One car, which is crazy to say.
It's crazy to say, but I agree. It's not fun to sit behind a steering wheel that's, again, like you're playing a video game and trying to figure out what to do and not focusing on actually driving the car. We watch these races and we watch the World Drivers' Championship so closely because these are supposed to be the best drivers in the world. Let them drive. Let them. I almost want to say sometimes that I want them to all be in an equal car so we can see who the best driver is. And I know that's not what Formula One is. And that's more of an Indy car mindset, right? The Indy cars, they do certain things to the car that each team can do to adjust things here and there, but there are more restrictions on what they can do. And it equals out who is the best driver as opposed to who has the engine that's snuck in an 18-to-1 compression ratio and who has a flip wing and who has Adrian Newey. Like, I want to see who's the best driver. And I still think it's Max. So I guess we'll find out at some point this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost my train of thought there. I had something, but you were on such a good one. I let you go. No, you're good.
A little. Sometimes you got to rant when it comes to new season of Formula One.
Yeah, probably something where you were talking about the go-karts. Like if you're in those slow go-karts and you are winning it, you're having a great time. But if you're in sixth and you can't do anything, you're just kind of riding around and everybody's going the same speed, like you're just going to be like, this is not fun. But the guy out in front is going to be like, that was awesome. Like, I
Right.
beat all these guys. We all have we're all dealing with the same thing. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So it's a little bit like when we get good at like like Formula One game, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, guys, we're all turning on traction control and braking assist, and we're all going to do the same thing. So we're all going into the corner, not braking, not steering, like steering assist, and we're all just kind of rolling through the corner, and then we're all on the same power out. It's like, this isn't fun. It's not.
Yep. Yeah. The best thing we ever did for our league, and if anybody's watching this, we do a Formula One race league. It's a ton of fun. We haven't done it in over a year, busy lives, but we would set up a kind of a handicap tier system to where the leader of the points every week would start at the back, and then you would gradually move forward with who's in first, second, third, fourth, and last place would start in first. So we had an absolute ton of fun with it. But again, we came up with our own system to make it fun. Otherwise, like you said, there's a few people in the league that would have just been out in the front and driving away with it, and it would be no fun every week for the other people to do it. So
yeah, the people that started fifth every week or last and just got last, that would be no fun. But they're out front, they get to battle. It was a great time.
It was. Something on that note, I did see that the FIA has announced that there are plans to change the compression ratio trick, or at least how they measure the compression ratio, which is going to potentially put Mercedes back kind of level playing field with everybody else. Part of me is like, hey, come on. They found a loophole in the regulations and they figured it out. And that's a major part of the sport, is pushing the limits on what you can and can't do. Has been for years.
Sometimes you go a little too far, like with the steering wheel that went in and out, and it's like, that's not in the rule book, but
the steering wheel.
We're not doing anything against the rules. It's like, come on, guys. Like, you can't like push the steering wheel in to reduce your camber, whatever they were doing.
Right. Yeah, that was funny. That was something. I mean, but it's innovative, and that's part of the sport. And so there is that side of me that says, keep pushing and keep trying new things, because every team should be. But there's another part of me as the fan that wants to watch good battles and good racing that says this is probably good for the year. Now, is Mercedes going to have enough time to utilize their current engine and jump out front enough in the points where it doesn't really matter?
Well, even if you get a loophole and you get one win, I mean, that's a good prize.
Right. Yeah.
Like if they just didn't have the compression ratio for the rest of the year, and that FIA was like, hey, you got one race. If I was Mercedes, I'd be like, all right, we got one win. We got 1-1-2.
Depending on how much money I spent for that win. On that one trick for the engine.
No, it's probably it was probably a mistake. Some guy was running a test and hit the wrong 0.1. And I was like, whoa, look at this.
Ooh, look what I found.
If we didn't put
the accident.
A ring on the piston, and we're getting all kinds of stuff. Or we put some slots in it, or I don't know. Whatever they're doing.
Yeah, we're going to need a couple extra engines because they're going to explode, but fine. No problem. Yeah.
We'll get a couple wins out of them.
Excellent. Beautiful. Also, I did want to quickly mention the moment of Max almost looking like he was going to try to pass Lindblad. I think it was Lindblad. I don't think it was Lawson. I'm pretty sure it was Lindblad on the pit entry when they were coming into pit.
And then Lindblad brake checks him twice.
Yes. Now, is this a rookie thing, or was he being an asshole?
Oh, I think Lindblad's being. I think Lindblad looks so good, like so poised out there, and I think he's kind of staking his ground of like, hey, like, don't fuck with me, don't try to pass me in the pit lane, I'll brake check the shit out of you. And, we'll go from here. I think, it's gamesmanship, but
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, Max is going to try to do that. And I think Lindblad he's at a level, like even just the first race, like he looks poised and he looks like he knows what he's doing. Like,
Yeah, he does.
the way he was mixing it up with these guys was impressive.
Yeah, I agree. Getting out there and hitting it as hard as you can like that in your first Formula One race is pretty awesome. And why not? And why not try to mix it up?
Well, and it's a lot
be
easier
that rookie.
in a car like this. When you're in a car that's a lot slower than what it should be,
Yeah,
it just levels the playing field so much more.
yeah, absolutely. I think we can end on one quick topic, and it's going to be Aston Martin. Are they
fast at the beginning?
Yeah, but
before they couldn't see anymore. I can't see. As long as you can go fast for a couple laps.
Maybe they need clean air out front to dry the tears.
Something.
Are they going to make a race with either car? Is either car going to finish all, 56 laps?
Yeah. Well, just to recap everybody, so my pre-Melbourne prediction was that they were sandbagging and that they would come out and be fast, which they were. But yeah, they look like they have some real issues that are going to not take short amount of time to fix.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about this. I don't know if it was online or offline about Honda coming back in and restarting their program. And it looks a lot better from Ford's perspective that they started their engines from scratch and they've finished the race with Cadillac, obviously 3 laps down, but they were still in it. So I think it was a win for Cadillac and a loss for Aston Martin and Honda engines. I don't know why, or I probably should know why, but why Aston Martin didn't stay with Mercedes. And they would just be a rocket ship right now.
I think they would too, and I do think that they've now had another week of data going back to the Honda factory, the Works factory, to figure out what's going on. I know that's not a ton of time, but it might be enough data over the weekend to figure out what the shaking and
I feel like I could fix it real quick. Just get some rubber grommets and put it wherever the motor meets the chassis.
Yeah, sure.
And you're done.
Just right on the engine mounts?
Yeah. The engine sits on a couple of rubber grommets and off we go. Like,
call them.
I feel like
if you haven't already.
I feel like they're overthinking it. They're trying too much. They're like, no way a 20-cent piece is going to fix all this. Like, Adrian.
Call tomorrow and they're all going to go, oh.
We didn't think of that.
Well, we'll see. If somebody says during the broadcast that they found a new way to mount the engine that's reducing vibration, you're genius. You win all the predictions for the year.
They won they watched the No Regulations podcast about no regulations.
That's right. They said, fuck the regulations. Sorry, F the regulations. Yeah, that'd be great. I would love that. We'll see. All right, pal. Well, we'll follow up this weekend. We have a race once again, Chinese Grand Prix. And we're looking forward to it. We think it could be a banger. A lot of new stuff coming together here on the East Coast. Just a quick reminder of what we're looking at time wise is we have FP1 11:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. on March 12th, which is tomorrow.
Thursday.
What's today?
Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep, tomorrow, Thursday the 12th, and then we have sprint qualifying at 3:30 in the morning on Friday morning for us. The sprint race, which will be fun too, Friday night, 11 o'clock, and qualifying again for the race, 3 a.m. on Saturday, and then the race on Sunday morning at Saturday morning. No, Sunday morning, 3 a.m. So we'll be watching that when we wake up, which will be early Sunday morning. We'll get back and cut another one and talk about that race and see what predictions came true, what predictions fell short, and any new happenings in the world of Formula One.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong.
Me too.
On Saturday or Sunday.
Except for the grommets.
Yeah, if they show that, they're like, this was a quick fix. We don't know why we didn't think about it. I hope Aston remembers me.
Yeah, I'll hashtag them in the post. Make sure they see it. And Honda. Everybody listen. All right.
Hashtag rubber grommets.
Later. Bye, everybody.